Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Monday, February 9th. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl? The Seahawks are the Super Bowl champions. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Great defensive game right there for them. And let's see what the market's going to do. It's a little more red than I thought it was going to be there, Sam. So let's see what's happening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and let's see what it exactly looks like right there. Microsoft's up, and the rest of the Mag 7 look like they're down at the moment. So there's your SPY. It is also down, and your Qs are down a little bit this morning. So we'll see what's going on. Your IWM looked like it was on the rip still, and that's even pulling back. So well, it's kind of a wobbly start there, Laptop Travel. I will agree with you. And there's your Bitcoin back at 68K. So Ethereum back at 2,000 and Ripple back to 139. So they are pulling back a little bit this morning. I guess they didn't like the fact that the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. That's for sure. So, yeah, you're making this base. And again, we have this crawl up. It started to look good. It got out of the basement. It could just continue to lay here and even come down a little bit. It made a nice dip. Maybe it doesn't come down as low and then to get rolling again. So I still think we have some setup time here with crypto and Bitcoin, but it does look like we're trying to bottom out. Could it go a little lower? It certainly could right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. That's for sure. And let's see what the rest of this market looks like this morning. Apple right here is down a little bit. That's pulling back right there. Amazon is pulling back just a hair. It had been beaten down right there on its earnings last week, and Google's pulling back a little bit. That looks like it could go down, to be honest. And Meta right here, that's just kind of making a little bit of a base on your 2050 right there. So we'll see, but it is curling down, not looking great, I must say. And let's see what Microsoft is up to, because that one is the bright spot, the green one. It looks like it's trying to get out of the basement. Could it bounce around down here? It certainly could, considering the market's kind of red and not looking perfect. So be careful, but watch for a couple opportunities there with MSFT. And then your NVIDIA right here is down a hair, and that was jumping up last week. So Friday they were ripping, Thursday it was red, Friday was green, and today is a little bit of red right there. So we'll see exactly what wants to happen here. And I thought it was going to be a little more green this morning, bearing there with tax, geopolitical nonsense or anything crazy didn't happen over the weekend, but you are seeing a little pullback here on Tesla as well, and the rest of the market. So AMC down a little bit, and yes, GameStop looking pretty good still. I mean, look at that thing. It looks like it wants to roll off that MACD. So maybe they're just hanging out today. They're recouping from the Super Bowl. They were all at the tailgate party with us yesterday, and then they had a great time, I guess. But Chewy not looking so bad to get set up, and neither is Unity down here. So they're two to definitely keep an eye on, watch for dips. And Netflix right here, that is not looking so bad. A little pullback this morning, cadence, but doesn't look so bad right there for Netflix. And AVGO right here is pulling back, and MU is also pulling back this morning. So good thing that you didn't really play anything going over the weekend. And once I burn it, don't see that it did pull back right there. I nailed it at the top, and again, maybe I get more of them and go forward. So I do like the setup. I just wasn't going in. I didn't hold it over the weekend. And that's probably why right there I had to stick to what I always preach, and that is lock in those profits, right? Because TSM pulling back now, can it turn right around? It certainly can, but it does look like they have a little bit of pullback this morning after they had a nice momentum running on Friday. AMD down a little bit right there. Your SMCI I was just looking at, and that's down also right there. So QCOM right here, that's pulling back, and your Snow is up this morning. Look at Snow. That looks like it's getting set up. That's going to be a good one. We know that. And then your PayPal down here. And it's struggling, PayPal. It's down there, don't get me wrong. It's in the dungeon, but it's struggling to get curled up. Intel pulling back just a little bit right there. And what about Dell right here, dipping down some? And it still looks pretty good. It's just dipping down a little bit. IBM right there pulling back as well. So it looks like a red start to the market all around right here. And that's Dell right now is pulling back. I was just looking at Dell. IBM Palantir is what I meant to put at. And that's actually up right there, but it doesn't look perfect just yet. And Sophie's up a little bit as well, coming out of the basement right there, but it's not looking perfect either right there. Good old Sophie. So we'll be keeping an eye on them. Mara Riot and these guys still not cruising. They bounced up a little bit on Friday with a little bit of recovery from Bitcoin. But again, I don't think it looks perfect just yet. So I don't know if it's ready. And we'll be watching these as well. And a MicroStrategy pulling back after it ran up a little bit right there on Friday as well. And it is pulled back there. So again, the market looks like it's kind of stair stepping its way back up a little bit. But strategy still in like a bearish little trend right there. So we'll see what wants to happen. Obviously, it's going to run with what Bitcoin wants to do. Robinhood up a little bit there this morning, and Coinbase, didn't they have a commercial yesterday? And that's even down after a Super Bowl commercial because crypto is down, and obviously Bitcoin bull right there pulling back a little bit. That was out of the basement, looking pretty damn good going into the weekend, but obviously pull back a little bit right there. Space right here up a little bit, but watch for that one to bounce around, and Boeing down a little bit. Boeing definitely getting set up. Yeah, snow right there is up this morning, Cadence, and trying to get out of the basement, I'd say out of the dungeon really. So yeah, I think snow is getting set up. But also watch for that pullback right there. You can see it's still flat lined on the bottom. So, but that is a good opportunity. Anywhere's down here in this one, I can't even tell what the numbers are. 157 area, 158 is probably going to be a good opportunity if it doesn't cruise. You said now, huh? NOW service now right here. That looks like a good one. Let me jot that down right now, actually, because that's not looking too bad. NOW. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one, see how that looks today. And that DJT pulling back a little bit right there, trying to make a base, but again, could go down a little bit. And Nike right here did look good last night, I must say. And it has a little pullback. McDonald's, same situation, a little bit of pullback, but still looks good right there. And then your Disney right here is down a little bit this morning as well. And Oxy right there still up. ExxonMobil still up. CVX still up right there. And them ones continue to run up there. And DXYZ is getting set up, that's for sure, but watch for any dips on that. And that's what the market looks like right there. What are these guys looking like? Like USAR, that's down this morning, and UAMY, that's also down right there. ONDS, that's pulling back a little bit this morning. So Friday's rip wasn't exactly ready to get us turned around completely right here. ASTS down a little bit. UMAC was up pretty good Friday. It's up a little bit, hitting the 50 right there. Redwire was looking pretty decent too, and it's run up, but it is down. Nuclear was looking really good. Look at that pop off that spot right there, guys. That was looking good. And Oclo is down a little bit this morning. SMR down as well. So there you go. And critical metals is up a penny. MP right there pulling back. And let's see what RGTI is up to. And that is even down, the quantum one. So EOSE right there. And there you go. And that's up a little bit, hitting some resistance. So watch for a little pullback. Cracker Barrel was looking good the other day. That's for sure. CBRL. And let's see where it is right here. It's just flat, not moving, but keep an eye on that one. That looks pretty good right there, to be honest with you. And your 4Us, that's the 3Us for Michael Anthony, but your 4Us, that was up, but this one is up a little, but still pulling back some. So yeah, they're not exactly ready. I'd imagine Oracle's entering like the black hole right there, but look at that. Oracle looking a lot better, guys. That's the bottom right there. I would say Oracle could be a good opportunity right there. And Adobe's been way down as well. So that could be another great opportunity. And what's your Marvell doing this morning? That's pulled back a little bit. Looks like it ran up there this morning and pulled back. Is that today? Had to have been. Yeah, that's definitely today right there. That's an interesting look, that's for sure. So yeah, look at that bad boy. That was running up, right at the end of the day on Friday, and then just kind of popped up and pulled back. Okay, that makes more sense. So that's what Marvell did right there. And like I said, Burn is down a little bit right there. So I did get rid of that. Datavolt was looking pretty good the other day and kind of pulling back. And Circle right here, CRCL is what circle is, and that's even pulling back right there. AMPX, a little pullback. So let me see what you guys want to see over here, Sam and everybody else. And on a side note, too much AI in the Super Bowl commercials. I think everything was AI here. Laptop travel. They're like, oh, AI, we can use this. It's going to cost us $10 million for a commercial spot, and then we still got to pay all these celebrities. I think we're going to use AI for the rest of everything else. So yeah, it was totally AI right there. Let's look at our gold and silver this morning. Gold is up, not looking bad. It is curling up, and silver curling up. It's going to. Yes, gold looks a little bit better this morning, I'd say. But yeah, they both don't look bad. Watch for dip opportunities on them, that's for sure. And the pregame show was the highlight of the day right there. You're not kidding. I mean, that game was good defensive game, I'll say that. But yeah, it was. It almost looked like May was in a big gambling debt to like the mafia, and they're like, "All right, you're going to throw the Super Bowl, and that's how we're making our money back." I mean, it was just like, I don't know what the hell was going on, but it was pretty bad. And he looked like a statue back there until like the fourth quarter. Like he was like, "Oh, I think I'll act like we're going to play now." In the very last. After the fourth quarter. And it was like, where was this at the beginning of the game, guys? Because holy cow, he just was not looking good out there. And it reflected on the whole team. Obviously, the offensive line was struggling, that's for sure. Seattle's defensive line was just manhandling them. But still, I mean, May was just, he was throwing the ball. I mean, that last interception, who did he even throw the ball to? I was like saying that. I'm like, who was the intended receiver besides the other team? I mean, it was insane. So I don't know if May is a big gambler, but I hope he wasn't in debt to the Mafia and through the Super Bowl. It literally looked like that to me. It was crazy. Anyway, there you go. And you're in Q puts there and wouldn't mind a little dip backwards, Sam. So there you go. You played that right with your Q puts. Were you in them from the other day and it ran up, or did you buy them Friday in anticipating a little pullback there? That's interesting, Sam. But good call for today. For right now, that's for sure. And Lunar, look at that one. It is up, but doesn't have the best look, I wouldn't say. So we'll be watching Lunar as well. And yeah, that could pull back a little bit more as well. AVGO is pulling back some. We looked at that this morning. That was also pulling back right there. So they are pulling back. And again, we have some stair stepping going on. And AXTI right here. You like that one? That one doesn't look too bad right there. I think AVGO. This one just bounces around a lot. It has huge moves. So it is getting set up. Today could be a little stair step down day, and then tomorrow they get popping right back up. We'll see how the market wants to open and react today. That's for sure, Cadence. And PayPal has been rumored to be potential takeover target. You had mentioned that before. Maybe people are trying to buy it real cheap down here. I don't know, but it could. I mean, if you're going to buy it, this is where you want to get it down here in the $39, $40 area. That's for sure, because that's a discount right there for PayPal. So definitely keep an eye on that. Am I on a different mic? Hold on. Let me see. Is the mic not working? That's, hold on. Let me see what mic's on. Thanks. I should have looked. Yep, you're right. Hold on. I guess it unplugged. You are absolutely right. It is a different mic because it didn't work. Hold on. There it goes. There's a regular mic. Sorry, guys. I didn't know it wasn't on. Thank you, whoever mentioned that. Appreciate that. Yeah, now it should be better there. Sam, there you go. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, it was a different mic. I didn't realize. You know why? I know why. I had to install a new humidifier. My clock's unplugged too. I had to turn the power off on this breaker yesterday. That's what happened. My lighting's different too. I forgot to change that too. And I turned it on. It was all super bright this morning. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I turned this breaker off. I shut the computer down and then turned the breaker off. And I changed the humidifier yesterday. Our humidifier was broken, so I had to put a new unit in. And so I did that yesterday, and then I turned the power back on, but then I put the computer back on, but didn't set up like everything else, I guess. I don't know why I didn't. I did it all last night, but I was tired and guess I wasn't paying attention to the lighting and stuff and other things. So yeah, that's what happened right there.
And I didn't check the mic either, obviously, this morning. I totally forgot. So thank you, Sam. But that should be much better right there. So appreciate the heads up on that one. Yeah, that was just picking up, I think, the webcam microphone. So it definitely is going to sound a little different. And now it sounds normal. So there you go. And so thanks, Sam. And what about you? Just bought Friday just in case. Nice call there, Sam. There you go. And DDO Data Dog DDOG right here. Let's see. They have their earnings coming up tomorrow. So that'll be an interesting one. I don't remember exactly whose earnings are today. We can probably take a look and see earnings after. It says, I thought it just said zero, but let me see what this says. There's definitely some earnings after today. CC Chegg right there, CMCO, Columbus McCannon. What's this one or whatever it's called? CRBG, Core Bridge. And let me see anything big. It doesn't look like it. It would have been at the top already, unless it's alphabetical order, which it might very well be right there. ON right there. Semiconductor one, not looking too bad. PAL and Proficient Auto Logistics. And let me see anything big. Nah, not on this page anyway. Let's see if anything's over here. Today, nothing big I don't see. Sometimes FinViz doesn't have them all. I usually look at the StockTwits app as well just to get a better idea of some of the earnings. So doesn't look like anything crazy going on today with its earnings. Let's see what's trending over here, though. Let me take a quick look. And that's a good one to look at. Let's look at our DraftKings right here. It's down a penny right there. And how about Budweiser's up a penny? So I don't know if the Super Bowl did not really do much. Hims and Hers had a commercial. That's way down there this morning, dipping down really hard. And CLF is at Cleveland Cliffs Steel Company, and that's even pulling back right there. Walmart, they're even down a little bit this morning. So it didn't look like the market pumped these things up. Capricorn right here. That's that looks really good right there. We can keep an eye on CAPR. That's not looking too bad right now, guys. And TGTX at the moment, TG Therapeutics, that could get running right there. And what's the CING up to? That's like that Singulate. Yeah, that one gapped up. I'd be careful with that. And there you go. That looks like what is trending right there. And what's BDX? Becton Dixon and Company is down this morning. And it looks like they have earnings coming up, and they certainly do. So there you go. That's what it looks like. That UOKA is running up. Remember this one from the UK? It's a realty company right here. Lodging. This thing's like crazy, but look at it. It took a major dip. We should have been watching that dip right there. And TLF is running up this morning. That's a Tandy Leather Factory. We've looked at that not too long ago. CRDB, Crawford Company. And I never really look at these when they have like a dash and an A and a B. I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. Nexon right there. That's jumping up. And OFRM, that looks like a brand new one. Once Upon a Farm. So there you go. Once Upon a Farm. And DT, Dynatrans or something. That one's crawling along right there as well. So that's what the market looks like right now. But UOKA running up there this morning and going nutty for us. So that's what it looks like. The small cap show is today at 1 p.m. So be sure to tune into that one. And the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. And let's see what else the news stories look like right here. Stock slip as caution lingers after volatile week. Bank of America flags a really big risk to bonds, and China warns its banks to rein in U.S. Treasury holdings. Stock futures tick lower as Wall Street awaits closely watched jobs inflation reports in the stock market today. The Japanese stocks jump after an election. I guess they had an election over there. What's our calendar look like right here? And we do have the jobs. They were coming up this week, aren't they? Are they Wednesday or something? I don't know. I forget when it is. But sometime this week we have a jobs report and I guess some inflation reports. Let's see when they're coming out this week. Here you go. Your Thursday initial jobless claims coming up Thursday. And your core inflation right there, your core inflation rate on Friday. So Thursday and Friday, we have some good economic stuff coming out right there. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that information. And let's see what our SPY and Mag 7 are doing real quick, because Apple looks like it's trying to come back a little bit right here. If I could put my fingers in the right spot on the keys, I don't even feel the stupid things. There they are. There. Oh, what did I just do? Apple right here is trying to make a little bit of comeback. Let's look at the SPY. See, it is coming back up a little bit right there, and so are the Qs. Hopefully, they do flush for you there, Sam. And honestly, they're probably just jumping around right now. Let's just take a look. Yeah, look at that big dip. They are running up a little bit, but they could get up here and then come right back down. So we'll be watching for that. And it is just bouncing around this morning in the market. We'll see how it actually wants to open and then get moving there. And I'll keep you guys posted in the Discord. I'll hop on for the live trading with Ben this morning around 9:15. I'll be on, so you guys can check that out. And that's what we have for you this morning. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence and let me know if you guys have any questions. Hit me a mess, shoot me a message on X. I always respond to everybody. And be sure to follow along on X, Instagram, and YouTube. And like the show on your way out of here, I'll keep you guys posted on what I see, what's going on here today. It's just I wouldn't say a slow start, but it's just a little, what did you say? Wobbly start. That's a perfect word right there, Laptop Travel. Just like my start this morning on my show, it was a little wobbly. Might even realize my microphone wasn't even plugged in. I had the wrong mic on and everything. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in and giving me a heads up right there, Sam. And I didn't even check it. So there you go. And thank you. And yeah, I had to fix all the lighting and all that stuff. But I'll tell you what, the new humidifier seems to be great. So I bought a totally different kind. They don't even make the kind I used to have. And it definitely makes a difference. I don't know if you guys don't have a humidifier on your heat, on your units. You definitely need one, especially this year, how much the heat's running. Holy cow. If not, I'm telling you, the thing broke like last week. And my hands, like our hands are like just completely dried out, like cracking and just bleeding on your knuckles. And I'm telling you, it's so rough right now with all the heat just runs like 24/7. It's ridiculous. So you definitely need that moisture, and it definitely is good for your health. And this thing actually purifies the air a little bit. I put an additional filter on for the water and everything. So I went kind of crazy. It took me a little while to do it because I'm not that fast at this stuff anymore, but I think I got it all right. So that was good. I just followed the wiring diagram that it was already set up to, and it worked out perfect. So MVO right here, that oil trust one. Now that's getting set up in a good spot. That could pull back a little bit right there. And oh, MVO or NVO. I put NVO right here. That's a Novo Nordisk. We are familiar with that, and that is trying to curl up right there. And again, just like has that crazy look, like it wants to get curled up, but at the same time, they could pull back right there. So definitely got to keep an eye on this market. It is jumping around all over the place, as you can see. But look at Amazon and Tesla trying to move right now. And again, the market on the minute chart was going up, and then it could set up to come back down right before the beginning of the day. So that happens often as well. We'll see how it wants to set up as we get on in the morning. But that's what it looks like right now. And it's just kind of jumping around right there. And we'll see exactly what wants to happen. But yeah, your SPY and your Qs right there trying to bounce up a little bit. I mean, they're trying. Your SPY's in a good place. Your Qs could pull back some, it looks like. And IWM looks pretty good right there to try to continue its way up. So keep an eye on that one and see if it wants to run. And I'll be watching these guys today. So there you are, everybody. Appreciate it again for everybody tuning in right there. And you guys make sure that you trade smart and lock in those profits. You see why I always say it now. So be sure to do it. Trade smart and lock in them profits. That's the way you beat the market right there. And thank you, Luis Rodriguez, for hanging out. And I'm glad you had fun yesterday. I had a lot of fun too. That was a fun 2-hour show right there yesterday. Our little tailgate party. That was a good time going through all the prop bets. I was going to say, I'm glad you mentioned that, Luis Rodriguez. Before I hopped off, I meant to mention earlier, I kind of had the game a little wrong. I thought it was going to be good for the wide receivers and touchdowns. It was the complete opposite. I mean, they did score a couple touchdowns there, but I would say the defense reined it in right there. And then I said the running back wasn't going to do as well, and he was the MVP. So we thought it was going to be more of a wide receiver game. At least I did. It went straight to the running back, and yeah, and Seattle's defense, honestly, they deserve the MVP. I mean, they were just absolutely it was they were either so good or Mayo owed the Mafia money and he was throwing the game. I don't know which one it was, but whatever happened, Seattle's the Super Bowl champions right there. And it was a fun show yesterday. That was a good time for our tailgate party. So thank you for everybody that tuned into that. And today, like the show on your way out of here. I'll keep you guys posted and let me know if you have any questions. So there you go, everybody. Trade smart and lock in those profits. Like I always say, goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.